Hi dreamer. Here is a thought. It is easier to not live a good life than it is to live a good life. We have fallen asleep at the wheel of our lives. We have been lulled into the illusion of a good one. But what we're really living is an easy one. One with one-click buy buttons and pre-made food to our doorsteps and endless entertainment right underneath our fingertips. And the insidious part is we think the easy life is the good life. Today we're talking about why we so often choose the easy life over the good one. And I'll go over my 5 steps I use so you can truly live the life you desire. Now this video is meant to be a serious warning, but it's also a playful invitation. Because the good life is right there. It's hidden in plain sight and it's incredibly attainable, but the only way to access it is through effort. The good life to me is one full of creation, possibility, nature, art, nourishment, and conversations as deep as the Mariana Trench. Now, there is some nuance to this because the effort I'm talking about isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. You aren't about to take a 3-month course and then you're off to the good life. No, because the easy life is always right there, whispering in your ear and luring you in with her soft, warm hands. She is dangerous comfort. Now let me tell you how I got here. Last weekend, I wanted to film a series of videos at City Park. And for those that don't know, it's New Orleans' version of City Park, except it's 50% bigger and has the world's largest collection of mature live oak trees. These trees are huge and they're estimated to be like 600 to 900 years old. They're absolutely beautiful. Sunday rolled around and I had spent a few hours on the couch. And the problem was not relaxing. It's totally okay to relax. The issue was that I wanted to keep relaxing. I wanted to keep rolling through YouTube video after YouTube video. And the act of creating felt like a very heavy lift from where I was sitting on my couch. I was gonna have to pack a bag of my filming equipment, take my sweet blue cruiser bike out of my shed, bike down my favorite street in New Orleans on a warm, sunny day, find a filming location underneath these ancient live oak trees, and create something meaningful that might help someone. And that was the fucking problem. This is all to say that I did indeed go to City Park and film my videos, and the bike ride home was so good. But how fucking easy it would have been to stay laying on my couch. When we start to choose the good life, we reap benefits. First, we start to live a life that's worth meaning. Now, my good life and easy life are different from your good life and easy life, but in my good life, trees are much more valuable than watching TV. When I'm lying on my deathbed, I'm going to bet that I'm not going to be thinking, man, I fucking miss my sectional. I'm gonna be thinking, I wish I could drool over a tree one last time. The second benefit is we start to create more intentional objects of substance, of value, of art. A personal essay on a Sunday morning, a visual vignette of life, a meaningful conversation with your mom. And the third is we shield ourselves from what AI will never be able to do. Be a human. And that is a rabbit hole for another day. So when we start to think about how we can fix this, first we should probably understand why. And a quick Google search explained to me a few things. The first is cognitive fluency. Our brains really like when information and choices are easy to process. And when they're easy to process, we're way more likely to think them preferable, more important, or true. Basically anything requiring less mental effort, our brain is like, yeah, sign me up. The second is heuristics, which are basically shortcuts we use so that we can make decisions faster. So again, we're always looking for the path of least resistance. The third reason I found was something called Systems 1 thinking, which was created by Nobel Prize-winning psychologist Daniel Kahneman, who actually wrote this book called Thinking Fast and Slow about this very thing. And where systems 2 thinking is slow, deliberate, and logical, systems 1 thinking is automatic and habitual. It's why we like to do all of the easy, meaningless tasks on our to-do list instead of, the harder ones that would probably actually move our lives forward. Systems 2 thinking uses the most evolved part of our brain. It's hard. Again, see numbers 1 and 2. We're really digging ourselves a hole here. And the other reason that really stuck out to me was the fear of failure. And I wanted to point out this quote from this Medium article, which I did not want to pay for, but it says, "By avoiding risk and difficulty, humans are able to maintain a sense of safety and security. We do not want to risk making a fool of ourselves. That would indeed be catastrophic." Now, here is the best way I've gotten myself out of this hole, or at least cultivated enough self-awareness to course correct when I'm defaulting to easy mode. It's called good life awareness. And the first step is to write out your dream life, minute by minute. And I really mean dream life, like dream big here, dreamer. And the second step is to write out the life you're living now. And what would happen if you continued to live that life? It helps to really dramatize this, like what would happen if you spent every day laying on your couch? What would happen if you spent every day going to the bar? What would that life look like? Then you're gonna cross-check between the two, and you're gonna delete all of the things that you don't want in your new life. And from there, it's really just about changing 5% differently every day, shifting out of that old life. And I think just knowing that, writing it all down and having that framework, that's the awareness, because that's kind of what I realized when I was sitting on that couch is, if I let myself choose it this day, I'm probably going to choose it every other day. And I was like, I better nip this one in the bud. And so I went and created, and I'm really happy I did. I kind of thought about it like this. The easy life is whispering those dirty, sweet things in your ear, but the good life is sitting underneath a tree waiting for you to come and meet her. And I suggest we go, because she's worth meeting. Now, if your good life is anything like mine and involves living out your creative dream and showing up online to unlock creative abundance, opportunity, and impact, I have a coaching program called Intentional Impact Immersion. You can book a free strategy call to see if it's a good fit. And otherwise, please like, comment, and subscribe if you really enjoyed this conversation. And if you want to, you can watch this video to dive a little bit deeper on the 3 levels of creativity that I've been stuck in myself. All right, love you.